We are with. Actually, you know what? I don't even need to introduce you. You need no introduction. And actually, if they don't know who you are, like Pierre Rosenberg says, just kill yourself. Just go kill yourself.
Just kill yourself.
Just go kill yourself. Every hip hop fan, every hip hop blog, anybody who loves this music should know who you are and know what you've done in this music game.
Well, I'm the video guy, so you know.
It doesn't matter. Still, it don't matter. You can't get away with like that. They still should know who you are. Ralph McDaniels.
Thank you.
Pleasure that you're on Hip Hop Chronicle.
Yes.
It's an honor for me. I'm gonna start with a kind of cliche question. Like, it started in '84, right? Video music. '83.
Yeah, 83.
Hip hop was a baby. It was an infant then.
Yes.
How the hell did you come up with the idea back then for Video Music Box? Where was the epiphany moment, the eureka moment?
Well, I was like a young film student in college, and I was working at this TV station which was playing some boring ass programming. And I was like, you know, it was a public station, you know, like we have public TV. So I was like, well, the public wants to see more programming from, you know, like I have some ideas like you might want to be interested in. And so I started doing music programming, and we first called the show, they called the show Studio 31 Dance Party. Because you got to remember, around that time, disco was still happening. So it was a combination of, you know, hip hop was just on the rise, maybe like 5 hip hop videos at the time.
Wow.
And R&B and disco and, you know, things, reggae was all happening. So it was a good time. It almost reminds me of now. It's like 360 degrees where this music is all over the place, you know. So you had some great reggae artists, on the music video side, great reggae music videos, great hip hop videos, great dance videos. You know, you guys remember Madonna, Michael Jackson, all of that was starting like around that same time. So I came to the station, I said, look, I want to try it. And they said, okay, we'll try it out late at night. And we tried it out for, you know, like maybe 6 months late at night. They said, this is working, people are watching it. We started getting little ratings. And they said, what do you want to do? I said, I want it to come on every day after school. And so they were like, you can do that? I said, I can do it. And so that's how we started. So we had like Old School Mondays, Tasty Tuesdays, which is more like, you know, like mellow. And then Thursdays was what we called Nervous Thursdays with my man Crazy Sam. And we took that to a whole nother level. You know, it was just a matter of, we're in New York City, so it's a little loud.
Right down.
And just to give you a little idea, we are downtown Manhattan. We're by Hot 97, which I also work there and do some video production for them as well.
Nice.
And some on-air stuff. And our sister station 98.7 KISS, which is legendary because that also started around the same time I was doing Video Music Box.
Right.
So, but yeah, so that was the beginnings of Video Music Box. It was a couple of videos and we put it together and people really started digging it. And then the first thing, the concert I covered was the Fresh Fest, which was really the first hip hop concert.
Yeah.
And
you broadcast that live, right?
we didn't do it live, but we recorded it.
Recorded
and then
it.
Like the next day. I edited it
yeah, exactly.
all in one day.
Right.
And then the next day, we put it on air, and that was like the moment for us.
It was like Run DMC, all them cats were on there.
Yeah, it was Run DMC, Houdini, Grandmaster Flash, and Furious 5. LL was just barely opening up for that on that show. Fat Boys were on that show.
Wow.
It was a great show. Dynamic Breakers. It was the first time that everybody that was into hip hop really came to one venue to see all these artists. So black kids from the ghetto didn't know that white kids from the suburbs were all into the same music.
Oh.
It was the first time.
So they actually came together and actually...
And they all saw it, and it was all cool because everybody was on one because it was all about hip hop.
Yeah.
It was the first time, man. Yeah.
But like, you know, nowadays I still hear artists say they can't get on the radio, they can't get the video on MTV.
Yeah.
But what you did was, it seemed so effortlessness.
Yeah.
Was it really hard to get Video Music Box to fight for what you wanted to do? Was it that hard, or was it just easy because you had the ratings?
No, it wasn't easy because the people that, you know, were running the TV station were more of a highbrow, you know, artsy type, you know, people, you know, and, you know, I dealt with those people. I went to college, you know, I know those type of people too, but that wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
So to convince those people that this was also artistic and they had a point, and we had to kind of fuse that together. And that's what we did, you know, we took it all together and said, this is art just as much as Mozart, so let's put it all together. So, and that was my sell. And then once they saw it, and they saw the energy that was coming from, you know, the hip hop community, they were with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you've been instrumental, you've broke records, you've entertained, I say edutainment like KRS said, right?
Yeah.
You've done that, right? What can hip hop fans do to repay you for what you've done? Because no one's ever asked you that, right?
Nobody's ever asked me that.
You know, what can we do to repay you for what you've done? Because every artist,
Yes.
every single artist I've come up, Jay-Z, Diddy,
Yes.
Jadakiss, Mary J, they all watched Video Music Box.
Exactly.
I was unfortunately probably too young
Yes.
to remember like that, but they were much more older. So what can we do to repay you?
I mean, for me, it's just remember where we came from, man. That was my whole idea when we started doing Video Music Box, was to document not just the music side, but what was going on in New York City at that time.
Right.
You know, and that was, you know, something that I learned in school, and I knew that was important because nobody else was there when I had a camera. There was no MTV, there was no BET. There was nobody else there except me, a guy, you know, they were like, what is this for? The news? You know, nobody knew what it was for. And I was like, no, it's Video Music Box, man. And then, you know, and that's how we would put people on. So just remember where we came from. I mean, you know, hopefully we'll have some type of, you know, download stuff that you can be able to download real soon and get some of that cool footage and stuff.
Need that.
Because it's legendary, man. And
Yeah.
it talks about the moment, you know, what was going on here, as well as artists that were coming from, you know, from overseas and coming here. You know, a lot of artists, UK R&B was real hot at that particular time, man. Even the hip hop side of it was doing it, and then the reggae side. I mean, I met cats like, you know, Linton Kwesi, Johnson, you know, all these heavy reggae dudes were coming in with like, yo, we want to get up with Ralph McDaniels. We heard you had a hot show. And I didn't know, man. Then I was looking at their videos, and I'm like, oh, these dudes is revolutionaries. You know, you know, it's crazy right now. You know, Buju would come in, you know, this is later on down the line. We'd stop in New York, come by my shop. You know, I used to have a clothing store in Brooklyn. And he would be like, yo, Buju was here. I was like, what? Hey, yo, Buju's checking for you. I'm like,
whoa.
Right, so, you know, we touched on all aspects of what the New York scene was all about. And New York is a lot different now. You know, I mean, from a cultural standpoint, a lot of the culture has been, you know, squeezed out. From a musical standpoint in hip hop, you know, the energy is not quite as much as it used to be here. And so people are trying to find that, and we're trying to, as the old school cats, trying to, you know, throw out little seeds to spark it back up again. So that the young people, because they got to do it how they're going to do it. They can't do it how we did it.
Right.
That's what hip hop is all about. It's about doing your own thing, you know?